Hi VC, it's Aaron, Mitha Elamer. Today I would like to give my thoughts on the new Metallica record, 72 Seasons. Now, I was one of the rare people that didn't listen to any of the songs before it was released. I purposely stayed away from everything and about everyone's comments about the album, all that. I wanted to have a fresh perspective when I got it. Certain albums I like to do that with. So, the day it came out, I went to the store to buy it, couldn't find it. I went to the Walmart here, they didn't have it there either. So I had to go out of town. I ended up going 50 miles out of town to buy it. So I finally got it, and I picked it up. It's a black wax, really cool, really great sounding. I'll have to say, it's maybe the best sounding sonically record that Metallica's done. It's one of them anyway. It's right up there. Sonically, it sounds amazing on vinyl. And so what I did is I brought it home, listened to the whole thing in its entirety, just sat and listened to it. And, I liked it. I thought, oh, this is really good, but none of the songs really jumped out at me. It was like too much to take in because it's 77 minutes. It was just too much, and there was nothing that I couldn't differentiate the songs from each other. Some of them, I could, but it would just, none of them really stuck in my head. So I also ended up buying the CD, and I've been driving around with that in my car for a few days, listening to it. So I've heard it about 5 or 6 times. And still, there was a couple songs that really jumped out at me by now, but a lot of it was just it was really good. I like it. It's really heavy, really love it, but it just didn't really jump out at me. And so yesterday, it was my Tuesday, and I recorded a Tipsy Tuesday, had a few beers, and after that, I played this thing again in its entirety. But I sat the record down so I could, sat it down in front of my stereo to get a view of the album. Here it is right here. And, took it out, and what I did is I listened to the whole thing again, but as I did it, here's this booklet here. It's cool, the drum set. I sat here and I read the lyrics along with the entire thing. And wow, what a difference that made. It just, it also had to do with the fact that I heard it a few times, so I was kind of used to the songs by now. And it really, all the songs were jumping out at me. And James's vocals sound great on here. The lyrics are really good. And, before this, the songs that really jumped out at me were 72 Seasons, You Must Burn, Lux Eterna, I really like that. A Room of Mirrors, If Darkness Had a Sun. And the one that really jumped out at me first was Crown of Barbed Wire. I don't know why. Something about that song, just the moody textures of that song, really jumped out at me and grabbed me. That was the first song that really grabbed me and stuck in my head. I was like, I want to hear that one again. I want to hear it again. Especially the ending of it where it has the breakdown and changes. And I love that it reminded me of old Metallica, how that breakdown was at the end. I really loved it. And so I had that in mind, and by the time before I did this, I said, well, this is probably my favorite Metallica in this whole era, except for Death Magnetic. Death Magnetic, I absolutely love. I've loved that for years. And all these albums I like a lot, love them. But this one to me was the second best after Death Magnetic at this point. And so I listened to him, read all the lyrics, and I was just like getting so excited during the songs. He was like, give me that old Metallica feel again. I don't know what it was about it. And looking at this the whole time, the cover, and just reading along in the bright yellow, and it all kind of clicked to me, the whole album cover, where, it's kind of a weird album cover. And what it was representing to me, they have all these burnt images of like the guitar, and it's almost like the internet has burned away everyone's innocence and burned away music and burned everything away and left it all just in ruins. And so there's this bright light coming through to try to bring it back, and that's what the yellow represented to me. While I had a few beers in me, it was just like clicked to me like that. And it was really cool looking at this. It was like, the CDs and the guitar there, and it almost was like the M of the Metallica right there was trying to creep back in and take back over from the ruins that the internet has created of the music industry, and just the loss of innocence and all that. That's just what the feeling I got. I don't know what happened, but it just clicked with me. And it was really a cool epiphany I had. But then going through and these songs, there isn't a weak song on it, and they get better and better. It's one of those albums you have to hear a few times, and then all the songs grow on you. And I'd recommend try reading the lyrics along with it, because it just gives another perspective into it too. It's really, adds a lot to it, I think. And now, after that, after I've listened to it a few times now, you know, before this, I would have put it middle of the road Metallica. Now I think this is the best record of any of these. I think it's better than any of these records up here, and I think it's better than the Black Album. I think it's the best album since And Justice for All. All the songs, they get better as you hear them instead of worse, instead of like, It's like every single one of them I ended up loving, and it was just kind of shocking because I didn't really get that the first couple times I heard it. It took a few times. So everyone, that's just my thoughts on it. I know everyone's is different. A lot of people really dislike this record. Some people think it's okay. Some people like it a lot. It's all over the place. That's just my personal opinion and how I grew into that opinion of this record. And everyone, all right, I will see you next time. I'm working on a bunch of videos. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.